guys, how's it going? So this morning I'm going to get my hair cut finally. My hairdresser should still be there. It's like 1 o'clock and she finishes at 2. It's another late start. I was just up late editing all the photos from the weekend. I told you guys before, it's really hard if I just leave it all until Sunday night. It takes me ages, but to get my hair cut. Alright guys, so I just got back from the hairdressers. So my hair's actually really short now. I actually really like it. My hairdresser did a really good job. It's weird. It's a weird feeling getting your hair cut and being able to actually feel the wind on the side of your head. I don't know. But now I'm just going to talk about my job a bit as a club photographer. So for those of you that don't know, I'm a club photographer, and everyone that I always meet out while I'm working, they're always so curious as to, how much I'm getting paid, how much, how cool the job is. And they're always like, oh, you've got the coolest job, rah rah, you get to, drink and work. I mean, sure, being a club photographer is, it's really fun at the start, but after a while it just stops being so much fun and it's more about working than it is partying. When I first started, and I still do to this day, think about my job as I'm going out and partying and I just happen to have my camera with me, rather than I've got to go here and here and here and work, just because I think that's the wrong attitude when it comes to event photography, because you get better photos if you're one of the people that are attending the function or the party or whatever. But being a club photographer can just be, the biggest pain in the butt sometimes. Like, you're always moving around through crowded people. Moving through crowded people sucks because people just can't listen to you, and they're really drunk as well, so it's even worse. When you're trying to take photos of people, like, they just don't listen to you. Like, you try to count down and they're off, looking for their friend, or they're off, not even looking straight, or they're doing something. Like, they assume that because I'm taking the photo, I'm going to spend 5 minutes just waiting for them to be absolutely perfect. If I waited 5 minutes for everyone, I'm pretty sure I'd probably only get like 30 or 40 photos the whole night, when I'm supposed to be pumping out like 150, for each club that I'm shooting at. So, what else pisses me off is when people try to grab, my camera when I'm working, and my easy solution is just to be like, oh mate, why don't we just, take a selfie so that way you can be in it as well. No offense, but I really don't want to give someone that's really drunk a really expensive camera, and if you break it by some accident, I'm out of a job, like, indefinitely, until I can either buy a new one or get it fixed. And getting these things fixed, especially from the manufacturers like Canon and Nikon, they take forever, and they'll try to find any loophole to try and get out of it. So, I'm sorry, but I'm really not going to give you my camera at all. There's always 3 or 4 people each night that come up to me and say, oh, but I know how to use a DSLR, I have one at home. And they act like that's some sort of license to touch my equipment, and that frustrates me. I always put this thing on front of my camera too. This is a lens hood, so it just goes on like right here, and it basically just like protects my lens. Because what a lot of people do is, if I ask if they want a photo, I'll come up to them really nicely and I'll be like, hey guys, do you want a photo? Instead of just saying, oh no thanks, it's alright, they'll grab my camera and just get it out of the way. And most of the time I'll literally just grab their wrist and throw it off and just tell them not to touch my camera. But it's already too late, because their grubby hands have already touched my lens, so I need to clean my lens. I've had people spill drinks on my camera, which is super annoying. Whenever someone does that, I always make sure to get all their contact information, just in case something happens. You know, and so far I've had the same camera for 2 years now and nothing's happened yet, so thank God for that. Most of you, I think, would be surprised to know that the guys actually care just as much as girls about how they look, and some guys, especially, you know, the younger guys, they will ask me to retake their photos just to make sure that they look good. And, you know, I don't mind taking photos of someone. You know, if someone's blinking or if they realize they're not standing right, that's fine. But, you know, if you ask me to take it 3 or 4 times, no offense, but I've been doing this for 2 years, so it's not my fault if you look like that. Because it ain't my fault that you look that way. That sounds really harsh, I'm sorry. I even get people grabbing me. It's mostly like girls that are grabbing me by the wrist and trying to drag me to their group of friends. And I'm like, honey, like, I'm trying to work and I've got other people I'm taking photos of first. You can't just grab me and drag me away to your group. I'll get there eventually. And I get people, you know, pulling my shirt. I get people tapping me. I'm okay with people, you know, tapping me or tapping my shoulder, because, you know, that's probably the normal way to get my attention. But some people pull my shirt and they will just pull and keep pulling until I am dragged away. And that annoys me. Like, if you would just go like this, like, that's fine. I've actually had my shirt ripped before, which was so annoying. It wasn't big, it was like, someone pulled me and, like, they made a tiny tear. In their defense, it was already kind of ripped in the first place. But I mean, the principle still stands. I don't normally drink when I'm working, even though, you know, I get offered, you know, free drinks all the time. And that's just because I would rather, you know, drive to each place and be able to drive home, you know, as soon as I'm finished, rather than going out and drinking, having to go to the bathroom every so often, you know, I would never get too drunk, but, you know, getting drunk and then worrying about how I'm going to get home with all of my equipment. I've done it a few times where, you know, I catch a train and have a few drinks and catch a cab home. But I mean, when I catch the cab home, that's like, I'm just blowing money that, like, I've just made. And that doesn't make sense to me. I would rather earn that money. Sometimes it's hard being a club photographer because I work every single Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, and the only weekends I really take off is my birthday. And that's it. Like, I'll probably take Christmas off as well, just because the clubs aren't open. If they were open, I would probably work, mainly because they pay extra on the public holidays. So that means, you know, I don't really get to go to, you know, my own parties very often. You know, I'll rock up to, you know, a friend's party, but then I'll have to leave at like 9 o'clock after only being there for like an hour and a half. And sometimes, you know, it's alright because you mingle, you know, you get to say hi and have a good conversation with everyone you want to. But, you know, sometimes I miss having a drink, you know, with my mates.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get it.
I don't really know if you guys are, like, understanding what I'm saying, or if this even makes any sense. It kind of just feels like I'm ranting right now. Does it feel like that? I don't know. Let me know if it feels like that. So I mentioned before that I get, like, people grabbing me and stuff. Sometimes I get people throwing ice and lemons at me, and that pisses me the fuck off. I'll either get a security guard to kick you out, or I will just not take your photo. Sometimes if someone really annoys me, I'll take the photo, and as I'm walking away, I'll just delete it. If you want a photo, just don't piss off the guy taking the photo. I work there. I can probably get you kicked out because you're being a dickhead to an employee. I've seen a lot of famous people out, and because I live in Cronulla, especially a lot of footballers, I won't go into their names just because I'm pretty sure they don't really want to be, you know, known to go out. A lot of them actually, you know, tell me not to take photos. I see a lot of sneaky nuts. People always ask me if, you know, anyone ever flashes the photographer. Not really. I've only ever had it once or twice, but, you know, I delete the photo straight away because I'm pretty sure they would not want that photo on social media. Having said all this though, you know, I actually really like my job because I'm better suited to work at night because I'm just not a morning person, I'm a night person. So I'll normally work from like 9:30 and I'll be getting home at like 2 a.m. and then I'll stay out for a few hours, maybe watch the soccer. I don't know, I'm more of a night owl than a morning person, which is weird actually, because I think most photographers are morning people because, you know, I love a good sunrise shot. I've only ever done it a few times, but it's always such an effort to get up at sunrise. Fuck, who the hell is emailing me? But yeah, guys, I mean, I don't feel like I covered this enough. I think next time I might just write a list of questions that I get regularly and I'll just answer them to you. So that way I don't kind of just ramble on about stuff, because I feel like I'm just rambling on here. So what I might do is when I'm working over the next few weeks, I might just write down the questions I get asked. Okay, so that's it for my club photography. No more work talk. I was planning today to go down to Canela to shoot some more drone stuff. I feel like I'm not using it enough. I really want to use it a lot more. I feel like I can do a lot more with it. I just need to get out. But what I ended up doing today is I ended up finishing Westworld, the TV series. And I tell you what, I just was so confused by the end. But everything just came together so nicely. So if you haven't seen Westworld, I might put up like a 10-second trailer now, but go watch it.
You're one of them, aren't you? You're not real.
Bring yourself back online.
Do you know where you are?
I'm in a dream.
You're in my dream. I designed every part of this place. It's not a theme park, but an entire world.
So check it out. It was actually rated one of the best new TV shows of 2016, so you should watch it. Anyway, thanks for listening to me rambling on. Alright guys, so I think I'm just going to end it there because I just talked way too long about my work. I don't know, I must have just needed to vent about it or something. But if you've got any questions I didn't answer, maybe just pop them down below and I'll make a video in a few weeks about it, you know, when I get some better questions. And a lot better structure to that too, because that was just, I don't know if anyone could follow that. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Like this video and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See ya.